the fireworks may be going off tonight, but I'm sure you know this music very well. If you've been playing this game as long as I have, you know that this is music that is coinciding with the fact that today, on the day that I'm recording this, marks 10 years since the launch of A Realm Reborn, the revived version of Final Fantasy XIV after 1.0 was revealed to be the Sonic 06 of MMOs. So, because of that, there was a lot of effort to ensure that this game could not only succeed and come back from the ashes, but that it could thrive as well. And over 10 years, that is exactly what has happened. And so, coming into this particular event, an event that we've done many times, an event known as the Rising, there was a bit of a complication because having been a part of this game for 9 of those 10 years, and knowing that 10 years has passed since the game has now been revived, how would I tell this story? And to be honest, it took me a while to really decide how I wanted to do it. And then there was a point in the story when it came to me that there was a way that it could be done. It was a method that I hadn't used in doing a special events storyline in 3 years. The last time I did a storyline in the way that I'll be doing it for all of you was back in Valentine's Day of 2020, which should tell you a lot. But today, I'm going to be bringing back some old friends. People, if you've been following my Let's Play, should know very well, because some of them you haven't seen for a long time, but I'm sure that for them, as well as for someone who you know very well, they would be a welcome addition to see how this story will unfold. And so, because we'll be doing this through 3 different perspectives, I think it's only appropriate that because this is to mark 10 years since the launch of A Realm Reborn, I should reintroduce you to my first Warrior of Light. Welcome back, EDSS, to the fold. He's back at Limsa doing his part to help support the Maelstrom, and tonight he, along with 2 others, will be going on this journey together. Because some of the information has to be taken through some perspectives, and some has to be taken through others, but hopefully, when it's all said and done, it will help to paint a very wonderful picture of the 10-year anniversary of A Realm Reborn. So, with that in mind, greetings people of the world, Matthias Griffin back with you for the continuation of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. So we are here in the streets of Ul'dah, and we are going to be heading on over to where the Rising will be getting underway for 2023. So what do you say we head on over? So as we do, we will be finding someone who we actually met recently. Someone who we've seen a couple of times, and is someone who also is been involved with special events as well. Most recently with the Make It Rain earlier this year. We helped this young Mikote out from Gridania, who represents the Raven newspaper there. Go Baltimore. And we will be starting the journey with her. So, let's go ahead and speak with the Raven's very own Kippa Yakaya to take on the first quest for the Rising 2023 to mark 10 years since the launch of A Realm Reborn, entitled Siblings Rising. Kippa Yakaya is looking a worried sister.
Oh, if it isn't Edie! It's been too long, my friend. And how fortuitous that you should appear now, just when I'm in need of help again. Pray hear me out. You see, my brother recently wrote saying that he wished to meet me in Ul'dah during the Rising celebration. However, the appointed hour has come and gone, but I've seen neither hide nor hair of him. I've checked all the likely places in the city to no avail, and am beginning to worry. If it isn't too much trouble, might I ask you to help me find him?
Yeah, I can do that.
I'm in your debt. Now, my brother is a youth of 16 by the name of Noggy. He recently became an adventurer, something he aspired to since he was little. Being an adventurer yourself, perhaps you know of him, if not cross paths?
Well, unfortunately for Edie, this is something that Kippa will not be able to get information on because, unfortunately, Edie does not know who Nagi is, given that he has been at the Maelstrom and in Limsa for some time now. So we'll go ahead and explain that Edie has never heard of him, but of course we know someone who does. But we'll get back to that in a moment.
Aye, well, it would be too much of a coincidence, I suppose. At any rate, if he isn't in the city, chances are he went outside on some business. To begin with, I propose we split up and make inquiries in case someone has seen him. If you can focus on this area, I shall speak with those in the quicksand. Afterwards, let us reconvene by the entrance to the tavern.
Alright, so now that we've done that, we're gonna go ahead and pass the torch over to someone we know who has seen him. And so now Rika is now on the fold, because you knew she had to be part of this, because she's of course the Warrior of Light and Endwalker, and her line is a little different for when she gets introduced to Kippa.
Oh, if it isn't Rika, it's always a pleasure, my friend. And how fortuitous that you should appear now, just when I am in need of help again. Pray hear me out. You see, my brother recently wrote saying that he wished to meet me in Oldar during the Rising celebration. However, the appointed hour has come and gone, but I've seen neither hide nor hair of him. I've checked all the likely places in the city to no avail, and I'm beginning to worry if it isn't too much trouble. May I ask you to help me find him?
Provided I don't get video bombed all the time.
I'm in your debt. Now, my brother is a youth of 16 by the name of Nagi. He recently became an adventurer, something he had aspired to since he was little. Being an adventurer yourself, perhaps you know of him if not cross paths?
Yeah, in fact, for Rika, she met him at the previous Rising.
Not only did you meet him, you helped him on his way, you say? What an amazing coincidence! That being said, it doesn't necessarily mean you would know where he is now. If he isn't in our city, though, chances are he went outside on some business. To begin with, I propose we split up and make inquiries in case someone has seen him. If you could focus on this area, I shall speak with those in the quicksand. Afterwards, let us reconvene by the entrance to the tavern.
And so now, we'll go ahead and see this from another point of view. And for our third member of our journey, we're gonna have Shinji, our Warrior of Light / Darkness from Shadowbringers, come along as well. This way we'll be able to get all three of the perspectives that we need for this journey. So let's go ahead and have Kippa speak with him. And so now we'll have Shinji start us out by heading out to speak with the various people we need to. From a number of years ago, I believe it was 2016, we do have the fancy Rising stage for people to participate and do various things. So we have a Rising attendant here to speak with.
Greetings, adventurer. How may I assist you?
Well, here's what you can tell me.
Oh, Noggy! I understand he is doing some work for the Wandering Minstrel.
Yeah, he's back too.
I dare say his client can point you in the right direction, if you can track the man down, that is. I'm afraid I don't know where his whereabouts are at present.
Alright then. Next up we'll have to make a run down the journey over here to where the dancing girls are, find this Highlander adventure, checking them out. Something you need. In fact, I do. Oh, Norgi! Oh, I know this sprightly lad. Couldn't say where he is now, but last I saw him, he mentioned taking on some delivery work. He's a curious one, he is. Gets along with everyone well enough, but doesn't seem to like working in a team. What with talk of bandits prowling the road of late, I can't help but worry. I wonder why that is. Meanwhile, let's head on over to Bran, who's here from the Harbor Herald in Nimsa, speaking with one of the brass blades. Bran. Well, slot me silly for the harbor herring, if it isn't the adventurer who gave this Gaz a story for the ages by bringing that letter in a bottle way back when. Oh, you remember that from 4 years ago? So, what can Bran do for you this fine evening? Well, here's what you can do. Oh, I see. With apologies, I haven't seen this Nogi. As a matter of fact, I've been rather busy working on my upcoming piece on the Rising. Why, just as earlier I was interviewing the ever-enigmatic Wandering Minstrel who's got another unusual adventure in the offing. The Letter Forest, he calls it. If that piques your interest, I recommend you go and see the man. He's at the Gold Court over on the steps of Thol. It appears that Nagi is carrying out some work for the Wandering Minstrel. If you talk to the man at the Gold Court, you should be able to learn more. So let's go ahead and do that. So as we arrive here, you can see the fancy setup here, and no, these are not naval flags that are hanging about. There are actual letters in... why, most of them have the naval red cross on white backgrounds, I have no idea. But that's just how it is. I mean, if they really wanted these letters to look like naval flags, they should have set this year's Rising at the Aft Castle in Limsa Minsa, but somewhere around here we should hopefully find the Wandering Minstrel. There you are. Oh, my dear friend, what a pleasant surprise this is. I trust you have been keeping well. Now then, how might this minstrel be of service? Well, we need your help. You have someone under your employ? Sir Norgi's sister wishes to find him. Indeed. I've entrusted him with a task and have an inkling as to where he might be. As you may have heard, on the occasion of this Rising celebration, I'm hosting an exhibit called The Letter Forest. All are invited to anonymously submit letters to this forest and express their gratitude and encouragement for another, and all may peruse the letters at their leisure. Now, in order to collect missives from outside of Uldar, I have dispatched a chocobo carriage. Nagi is escorting said carriage. When he contacted me on Linkpearl a while ago, he said that they had emerged from the Torswood on their way back to Uldar. Given the hour, they should have already arrived. I know not what it is causing the delay, but might I trouble you to look for them? I will go myself, except I am needed here at present. Alright then. I'm truly grateful. In case it helps, the carriage was meant to pass through Blackbrush Station, so perhaps you could take a search to that area. I pray that nothing has befallen them. I hope you're right too. So we'll go ahead and make our way back. That's by someone who's got the Songbird outfit on and has done it very well, I might add. So as we head on back over, let's go ahead and speak with Kippa.
There you are. Were you able to learn a lot of Nagi? Escorting a carriage for the minstrel. So that is the way of it. As suggested, let us take ourselves to Blackbrush Station and try searching in the vicinity.
Well, this is an opportunity because we've already sent Edie out into the field, so we're going to catch up with Edie over there in Central Thailand, so back in a moment. And meanwhile, if you didn't do that particular quest with someone, this is what happens when you speak with Bran. Something I can do for you, adventurer. If you've business with Bran, best state it quickly. This guy has to follow and incidents to investigate for the Harbour Herald. Well then, can you tell me about someone? I'll see. With apologies, I haven't seen this Nogi. As a matter of fact, I've been rather busy working on my upcoming piece on the Rising. Well, just earlier I was interviewing the ever-enigmatic Wandering Minstrel, who's got another unusual venture in the offing. The Letter Forest, he calls it. If that piques your interest, I recommend you go and see the man. He's at the Gold Court over on the steps of Thol. So Edie has arrived here in Blackbrush Station, so let's go ahead and see what Kippa's up to. Speaking with this merchant over here.
Edie, no sooner did I arrive than this man came running out of breath.
Uh-oh. You're an adventurer. Thank the 12. Yeah, all the way from Limsa Minsa. It's the bandits from the Quiveran Mounts. They've fallen on the chocobo carriage over by the clutch. The carriage had only one guard and he was sorely outnumbered. Please, you must help him. Uh-oh.
That has to be Nagi. With me, Edie!
Alright, let's go do this. Yeah, for those of you not familiar with how things are in Ul'dah, the Quiver and Manse is a bunch of Lalafell bandits. And as you can see, yeah, this is what we're losing to. Also, hi there, Nagi.
Damn it, there's no end to them. We have you now, you stubborn little shite.
Until help arrives.
Enough! Leave my little brother alone, or 12 is my witness. You will see such a thrashing as you have never known. From this fearsome adventurer here, that is.
Yeah, she knows the original Warrior of Light when she sees him. Yeah, you do realize I'm wearing a Grand Company uniform, right?
That's no ordinary man! Retreat!
Yeah, all of a sudden, all it takes is wearing a Grand Company uniform to scare them off. They know that the pirates are here.
Are you alright, Nagi? I'm sorry I didn't come when I said I would, sister. Rest assured I'm not too badly hurt. That's a relief. I'll take a proper look at your wounds back in the city.
Well, at least we reunited the siblings.
It seems you're an adventurer too. Thank you for your help. What's your name, if I may ask?
Original Warrior of Light, at your service.
Edie says. I'll remember it. To send your foes running without even drawing your weapon, you're clearly a great adventurer. I still have a long way to go, embarrassing myself like I did. If I want Sister's approval, I need to grow stronger and be able to fight on my own. My approval?
I thought you already gained her approval.
But first things first. Bremet and I have a delivery to make for the Rising.
Yeah, that's right. Our old friend Bremen from all the way back in EDS's day 1 is here.
If you'll excuse us, we'll hurry back to Ul'dah. Let us head back as well. I had in mind to pay the minstrel a visit in any case.
Yeah, Bremen, it's been too long. And now it's time for you to get back on the chocobo carriage. Here was what happens when Rika arrives on the scene.
Enough! Leave my little brother alone. At 12 is my witness, you will see such a thrashing as you have never known. From this fearsome adventurer here, that is.
Like, how'd I get roped into this? Hey, you. It's the Immortal Flames. We've come from Ul'dah to show you some business.
That's no ordinary woman! Retreat!
Yeah, all it takes is Grand Company colors to scare them off. They can't handle the Warrior of Light.
Are you alright, Nagi?
As Dawn arrives here in Thanlin.
Sister! And Rika too! Thought you should be the one to come to my aid. Thank you.
Yeah. Or how have you been? It has been a year after all.
You remembered. I've been well. More than well. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't come when I said I would, sister. Rest assured I'm not too badly hurt. That's a relief. I'll take a proper look at your wounds back in the city. I must say, I was quite surprised to learn that you had met Rika. She helped me when I first arrived in Ul'dah. From registering as an adventurer to completing my first task, she kindly showed me the ropes. Now, I had suspected that you were a great adventurer, but to send your foes running without even drawing your weapon, that's just incredible!
The Warrior of Light's reputation precedes herself.
I still have a long way to go, embarrassing myself like I did. If I want Sister's approval, I need to grow stronger and be able to fight on my own. My approval? But first things first, Bremen and I have a delivery to make for the Rising. If you'll excuse us, we will hurry back to Uldar. Let us head back as well. I had a mind to pay the minstrel a visit in any case.
Yeah, and so, yeah, Rika is reunited with Bremont as well. We'll let you all get back to your thing. So upon returning to Uldar, we will have Rika take things over from here for the time being. Welcome back, my friends. Pleased them all to see that Nogi is safe and well. The rising attendants inform me that they now have all of the letters. With this, we may proceed with the letter Forrest as planned. Thank you, Nogi. I'm sorry I'm late. You see... And then he has to explain all the sort of details of how he got overwhelmed by a bunch of Lalafels. Were it not for Rika, there's no telling what might have become of the letters and Bremont. In the end, I was utterly useless. I wouldn't say that. So that is how it happened. Seems like we're running into a lot of adventurers these days who are down on their luck. As Nogi's clients, allow me to thank you as well for coming to his aid. Glad we can help. All being said, my boy, you are far from useless. Nay, you bravely defended the carriage until help arrived. There is no need to belittle yourself so. Well, Rika didn't need to rely on anyone. No, she drove off the bandits with no more than a stern look. I couldn't order a candle to her. Well, considering what she had to do. Like her, I want to be able to deal without any problem without help. Otherwise, I can't claim to be an adventurer worth his salt. You know what? Without help. Yeah, Kip obviously overhearing all of this. Tell me, Nogi, all this time have you been working alone? Even for dangerous tasks? That's right. A worthy adventurer doesn't rely on others. If I'm to be the kind of adventurer you approve of, I must be able to handle anything by myself. I see. So what happens? If that is what you believe, then I can't consent to you being an adventurer any longer. Return to our village and start over. And it's like, wait, what? What? But you were so happy for me when I became an adventurer. Times have changed. I'm working so hard to succeed. To prove to you that I have what it takes. But now... You've developed a grave misconception. Until you recognize what it is, I can't in good conscience approve of your calling. If you can't accept this, if you wish to remain an adventurer, then you must win me over. And it begins with pondering why you first embarked upon this path. Alright, sister. I'll think on this. Well, you sure shot him down, didn't you? And she's dead set on it. Yeah, Kippa, this isn't like you. I'm sorry you had to see that, Rika. I'm sorry that there are so many people in the way, of course. This is day one. Despite how it may have appeared, no one wants my brother to succeed more than I do. To succeed and to be happy. After all, I know better than any how hard he works. Well, if that's the case... Unless he changes his ways, however, he is like to die somewhere out there. And even if he manages to stay alive, he would only know an arduous life. That's why I didn't go out of my way to be gentle when dressing his wounds. If he could just focus on what actually matters, instead he obsesses about gaining my approval and compares himself to others. Yeah, it's a common thing in the world these days. So we'll take 1,440 experience points and 324 gil for completing this first quest. And because these days special event quests are come in pairs, we'll go ahead and speak with Kippa again. We'll move on to our next quest for the Rising at level 15, entitled What Drives Us? Kippa Yakaya is again looking a worried sister.
If truth be told, no matter what Nagi wants to do, it is my intent to support him. It's his life after all, and no one else's. It isn't my place to interfere.
Well, you certainly did a good job a few moments ago.
Be that as it may, if he is sabotaging his own aspirations with this obsession for my approval, I can't simply stand idly by and watch. Loath though I am to impose, until my brother's found his answer, might I trouble you to keep an eye on him?
Please take it as a request from me as well. Yeah, he's behind me, by the way. Ever has an adventuring been dangerous, and is more dangerous still for one who spans. Lord Keeper, I do not wish for Nogi to continue on his current path. As a fellow adventurer, please help him find a better way. I'll do what I can, and I won't be alone on that.
Thank you. Now then, on a related matter, I must pay a visit to the Weaver's Guild, but I will see you again anon, if you'll excuse me.
Oh, you need to go to the Weaver's Guild? I wonder what it's for. Nogi set off this way, so you may find him at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. We leave them in your capable hands, my friend. You got it. Let's be on our way then. So in order to get to where we need to go, we're pretty much going to have to cover the entire length of the Steps of Fall. And in order to get where we need to go, we're going to need to hang a right over here, past where the Reapers set up shop, make our way past Pearl Lane, and head on to the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. Let's see if I can't find our little Nagi.
Oh, it's you, Rika. What is it?
I'm tailing you for a while.
Is that so? I'm sorry, this is really something I should be doing alone. Still, it's nice to have someone to talk to. Like my sister bade me, I'm pondering why I chose to become an adventurer in the first place. Kippa has looked after me since I was no more than 10, after our parents passed away.
Oh, yeah, that. I'm sorry, man.
She was already a reporter by then, and her work took her to various places. From her I heard tales about adventurers and came to admire them. Upon learning of the full extent of the impending calamity, she took us to a village in the mountains where our aunt lived. It's desperate times like these that people need stories of hope, she used to say, and I believe she had wanted to remain in Gridoni and continue her work, but she left in order to keep me safe. I was a burden to her then. I don't want to be a burden to her again. For that, I need to show her that I don't need to depend on others, that I'm a capable adventurer who can handle anything by himself. Ponder as I might, I can't understand what's wrong with that. Well, when in doubt, I suppose I should do what adventurers do and gather information. It would be good, I think, to speak with people like my sister, people who aren't adventurers but are familiar with them. Who in Uldar would fit that description?
And this is where we'll also split off the story, because you get 3 different options here. The face of the Adventurers Guild, the local purveyor of information, or business with extensive dealings with adventurers. So in this case, because Rika had the opportunity to guide Nagi to the quicksand, she will be taking him back there.
Of course! Who else but Miss Momodi? In her capacity as guild representative, she's bound to have some valuable insights. I'll seek her out at once.
And we will see him over there. Of course, we'll get to the other 2 plots in a moment. So after changing back out of her Immortal Flames uniform, we'll head on over to where Nagi is standing, which is actually not currently in front of Momodi. I still remember when I first came here to sign up. I was a nervous wreck then, but now this place feels like a second home, and I come all the time for crumpets. They make them so springy and serve them drowning in butter and honey. Sorry, now isn't the time for that. Come, let's have a chat with Miss Momodi. Hey there, Momodi, it's been a while.
Well now, if it isn't Rika and Nagi. To what do I owe the pleasure of both of your companies today? I was hoping to get your advice on a certain matter.
And he'll go into detail on what exactly that is. And so as she hears all this,
The misconception you've developed about being an adventurer. That's an interesting one, I'll have to admit. As try as I might to figure it out, I keep going around in circles. I thought you might be able to offer some insights.
Yeah, just gotta think about this one.
This is just a gut feeling, but I reckon I understand what your sister's trying to say.
And what is that?
Tell me, Nagi, suppose you failed to get your sister's approval. Would you simply give up being an adventurer? Would it all become meaningless?
All of a sudden he's like, whoa, shocked to the core. And that's where the music abruptly stops. And changes.
From this your counter, I've seen off many an adventurer, each and every one unique with dreams and destinations all their own. But in spite of their differences, they all share something in common, a reason for first embarking upon their journey. Rika, would you mind telling us why you chose the adventuring life?
Yeah, me? Including It's a Secret. But yeah, I say that a friend recommended it to me, although this person has absolutely no idea who I am, but I definitely appreciate who they are and what they did for getting me into the game.
Is that right? How sweet. Keep that friend close now, you hear? And you, Nagi, what inspired you to become an adventurer? It's simple, really. I heard about adventurers from my sister and became infatuated with the lives they led. Like them, I wanted to be able to see the world while helping those in need. Then isn't that enough? Your sister's approval or no, you have a reason all your own.
And he doesn't even realize it. Does it come to you?
By the 12 I see now. At some point, my desire to prove myself to Kipper had displaced my own motive for being an adventurer. That's the misconception Kipper wanted me to recognize. What a fool I've been. Wanting someone's approval isn't wrong in and of itself, mind, but it's got nothing to do with why you're an adventurer. It shouldn't force you to do things you wouldn't otherwise do, like trying to handle everything alone. Well, that's enough for me today. I've said my piece. What you do now is up to you, Nagi. Thank you for helping me realize, Miss Momodi. Think nothing of it. It's my job to watch over you all. Nothing makes me happier than to see you happy doing what you do.
And so, Nagi certainly appreciates the words of wisdom from Momodi herself. And of course it puts a smile on her face. So, who in Ul'dah would fit that description aside from Momodi? How about the local purveyor of information, because this is someone that Edie does know.
You mean Warman? While he's certainly knowledgeable, the kind of information he deals in isn't exactly what I need. Instead, how about Miss Momodi, the face of the Adventurers Guild? In her capacity as guild representative, she's bound to have some valuable insights. I'll seek her out at once.
So yeah, it turns out that it's not so simple as going out to seek Wyman. If you want to continue on, you have to go and meet up with Momodi. But we'll have to show off with option number 3 too. And so now Momodi's asking Edie why he became an adventurer. Yeah, he wanted to see the world. It seemed exciting, or it's a secret. I'm not going to bother with the secret, but for Edie, we'll have him say that he wanted to see the world.
How very like you. Keep that reason close to your heart now, here.
And then the story continues as usual. And then the third option for who in Ul'dah will fit that description. Now, obviously, there referring to someone in particular who works things around here in the markets in Ul'dah, so a business with extensive dealings with adventurers.
You mean the House of Splendors? The place that offers quality gear in exchange for services?
Well, that wasn't what I was thinking of, but sure. But yeah, I don't think you want to cross paths with Arena.
I bet not. Horror stories are rife of people who make the mistake of indebting themselves to the house, becoming forever indentured.
So you've heard about that.
Instead, how about Miss Modi, the face of the Adventurers Guild? In her capacity as guild representative, she's bound to have some valuable insights. I'll seek her out at once.
Yeah, I had no idea that was going to be tied to Rowena. I thought it was going to be an actual person here in Ul'dah. And so when we have Shinji provide the answer to this question, we'll explain that it seemed exciting. I mean, after all, he was coming all the way from Doma. And he's certainly covered a lot of ground on his own.
How very like you. Keep that reason close to your heart now, you hear?
So from here we'll have Nagi continue on with Shinji.
Thank you too, Shinji, for accompanying me. I think I know what to say to Kipper now. And loath though I am to trouble you again, there's something else I'd like your help with. You see, of the letters we collected in Limson Minsa, one was from an explorer who was seeking an export court for an expedition. By now, that letter should be on display at the Gold Course. I want to show it to my sister, and I'd be grateful if you could help me find it. Come, let's rejoin the minstrel.
Alright. So we gotta go back to the Gold Court. So let's make our way over there right now. So upon arrival back at the Gold Court, let's go ahead and find the Wandering Minstrel in here somewhere. Hey man, how you doing?
Oh, welcome back. Then I hope you were able to find the answer.
We have.
Yes, I'm happy to say. Mistress Momodi helped me come to a realization, and when I go to speak with my sister...
Yeah, when he goes to speak with his sister, there's something very important he wants to do.
I see. By all means, feel free to water the letter. Does it have any distinguishing characteristics? As I recall, there was a large drawing of a blue chocobo on it.
And you know specifically from that particular person? Very well, let us all search together, more swiftly to find it. Yeah, you can count on me. And so, when they were talking about the tree, it's not just around the fountain here in the Gold Court. There are other spots where the tree is located. Pretty much anywhere where you find the pillars and the letters attached to them are where you will find more letters. Which is the misconception that I ended up finding when I was trying to test this initially, because yeah, you can see there's letters from multiple people. It's not just one. So I ultimately need to find one with a letter with a blue chocobo on it. So there's also a letter with a quell. There's also, there was one also that really got my attention that I thought seemed really cool. But of course, we're looking for the blue chocobo. So let's have a read. Dear adventurer, how fares your journey? Mine continues, and I wake up to the sound of bird song and lie down to sleep beneath the moonlight as I seek unblazed trails. Long ago, when an adventurer aided me, I was made to realize how alike we are. Deep down, we are simply travelers who thrill to make new discoveries. Thus do I write this letter now, in hopes of recruiting such like-minded souls to join me on an expedition. If you at all share in my desire to make the uncharted charted, then I invite you to come seek me out at the Drowning Wench in Nimsalaminsa. Eagerly do I await your coming. This letter recruiting adventurers bears the drawing of a blue chocobo. It must be the missive Nagi is looking for. Yeah, so yeah, we're hooking him up with Nathan Drake. Because yeah, making the uncharted charted, right?
No luck over here so far. How about you?
Well, eventually we did find what we need.
A blue chocobo. Yes, this is the one. All that's left then is to talk to Kipper. Do you know where she is?
She went to the Weavers Guild, saying that she had business there.
Perhaps she's buying clothes. At any rate, I'll look for her there. Thank you.
For this too, Marta Trebiel to accompany Nogi. Afterwards, I ask that you tell me how events unfold. I shall await you at the Ruby Road Exchange. So upon our arrival, we found Nagi, but where's Kipper?
You're here too, Shinji. I must confess, I'm feeling rather nervous, so I appreciate your presence.
There you are, Kipper. And so?
Oh dear, you came to find me? My apologies for taking so long. So, Nagi, were you able to find the answer? To begin with, I want you to look at this.
Yeah, show your big sister what you've got for her.
An explorer is assembling an escort for an expedition? Certainly sounds exciting. In wanting your approval, I was determined not to rely on others, but a part of me dearly wanted to be a part of the expedition, to go where I dare not set foot alone, so I've decided that I will answer the invitation. Then this means you've given up on trying to do everything alone? I had wanted to prove to you that I am capable, that I'm no longer a burden, and in my obsession I lost sight of why I became an adventurer in the first place. To see what lies beyond the horizon, and lend a helping hand to those I meet, that's what drives me. I was able to remember this thanks to Miss Momodi and Shinji.
And Edie and Rika.
And whether or not you approve, I want to continue adventuring for my own reasons. Is that alright with you? Didn't you just say you didn't need my approval? But to be clear, I never actually intended to stop you.
And he's like, what?
Do you remember what you once told me, Nogi? Shortly before the calamity struck?
Guess we're about to find out, aren't we? Because we're flashed back into a day in Gridania.
Do you interview adventurers again today? What were they like? What kind of places have they been to? You never get sick of hearing about adventurers, do you? Never, ever! When I grew up, I want to be an adventurer too!
Yeah, look how excited he is.
Well, that's as fine an aspiration as any. But do you know what kind of adventurer you wish to become? A hero like in the tales, perhaps? Oh no, sister, not a hero. Adventurers are free spirits, and I want to be the freest spirit of all. Oh yes, I'll travel the world and meet lots of people, and when I visit home, you can interview me as much as you like.
That's so cute.
For that boy to spurn help for want of my approval, I couldn't bear to see it. And in order to bring you to your senses, I may have spoken a little sternly. As an adventurer, you'll experience no small amount of hardships, but you chose your path because you wanted to be free. So don't let yourself be shackled by expectation, be it your own or that of others, and instead take things as they come.
Yeah, I think we made a decision.
So long as you are true to yourself and recognize your limits, you'll surely find a way forward. And remember, not even heroes can accomplish everything alone.
Yeah, everything requires a party of 4 or a party of 8. Or 24 in some cases.
Relying on others doesn't make you a lesser adventurer. If anything, the freer we are, the more we need to look out for one another. And that, I believe, is the essence and beauty of adventuring. Would you agree, Shinji?
Yeah, wholeheartedly, or an adventurer is never alone. Yeah. An adventurer is never alone in this game.
Understood, Kipper. I won't ever forget this. Knowing you, I expect you're raring to answer the Explorer's petition in Limsa. You'll be taking an airship, yes? In which case, I shall give these garments to you now.
Oh, really? A gift for your boy. A gift for your little brother.
I had them made for you, thinking it was past time you had something better.
Because, yeah, he's been running around in those rags for a year.
For me? Thank you so much, sister. I must thank you too, Shinji. You're the kind of adventurer I admire, and I'll keep on working hard to be like you.
And of course, Shinji was never alone either for this. Having Rika and Edie along.
I couldn't have asked for a better person to watch over my little brother. I appreciate everything you've done for him, and look forward to meeting you again, be it for a story or something else. With that, we take our leave of you.
And so yeah, we don't even get to see him put it on now. No, they just bid us farewell, and away they go. You see the siblings off, safe in the knowledge that all will be well. Time to rejoin the Wandering Minstrel and relay to him the happy tale's conclusion. And so now the journey heads back to the Ruby Road Exchange, but it won't be Shinji who gives the word over to the Wandering Minstrel, of course. We gotta pass this back. So for concluding this particular quest for this occasion, Edie was the one who started it. It's only right that he should finish it.
Welcome back, my friend. Judging by your expression, I'll take it all is well with Nagi and Kippa.
Indeed it is. Here's how it went down.
I'll see. Pleased am I to hear that. When we first set out on our journeys, 'tis usually for the simplest of reasons. Yet as we make our way, those reasons may become lost in haze of motives, causing us to lose sight of what truly matters. In such a time, if we can but remember what prompted us to take our first step, we will always find the strength to take the next. Nagi shall be fine, I'm certain of it. Well, thanks for keeping an eye on him. These events have inspired a new verse in me. A verse about the dreams of those who seek new worlds, and the hopes of those who see them off. And so, as he typically does, the Wandering Minstrel will lead off with a strum on his harp, which has incredible powers that can cause the echo to trigger. Yeah, when he does this, we usually end up somewhere that we never expected. And this time, this is definitely different. Yeah, we're on an airship, but no one's driving the thing. Perhaps I should take control? Yeah, we somehow ended up on Biggs and Wedge's tiny Bronco, but no one's driving the thing. Where are those two when we need them? Greetings, warrior of right. Who goes there? Ah, there is someone on board. Perhaps you can take the wheel? Or do you have this thing on autopilot? This is a world that exists outside your reality. Could it be a dream? A fright or fancy conjured by your weary mind? Perhaps, or perhaps not. Hello again there, Yoshi P. It is a pleasure to meet you again. As I have in the past, I am begging you here that I might express my gratitude. 10 years have now passed since the world was reborn from its ashes, since we set forth upon this journey. Countless things have happened during that time, and I have had the pleasure of meeting many adventurers along the way. If truth be told, it hasn't always been easy. There are moments when I wonder why I must struggle so. Days when I am tempted to cast it all aside and make Final Fantasy XVI. But in spite of this, I always manage to carry on, and it's thanks to my wonderful comrades, and to you, our esteemed adventurers. By now I must have been regaled with tens of thousands of your tales. You usually share them with a smile, but even when it is with a frown you tell me that you are still enjoying yourself. It is no exaggeration to say that I derive all of my force from you all. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you. Well, you're certainly quite welcome. Ours is an unending journey, and nothing will make me happier than if we could keep walking it together.
I'll stay around as long as I can, but unfortunately, it won't be forever. As you make your way, we promise that we will ever be at your side, matching you step for step. Now, the time has come for this vision to end. Time for your eyes to open from this waking dream. Yeah, because you need to get to the steering wheel. This can't always be on autopilot. Much time has passed since the world was reborn from its ashes. Countless souls have made this place their home. Every single one has left an indelible mark upon it. And then, out of nowhere, yeah, we got a big flying bird. It's a big red bird with blue hot feathers rather than yellow hot or white hot. And I mean, Sony have taken a liking to it. Together, we have built this world, and it is our sincerest hope that we shall continue to do so for many years to come. So please, be safe and well. May you ever walk in the light of the crystal. And this thing will head off into space. And meanwhile, we're gonna have to get out of this particular space. Yeah, let's come back around. I dare say that Nog is the below the airship by now. I pray that he and Kippa will find happiness upon their respective paths. I hope you do so as well, my friend. If you will lend me an ear, I will dedicate these verses to your future. Do what you do best. But this time with something a little different. Because this does not typically happen. Just we get the Wandering Minstrel's lyrics, and there's no music in the background. But for the first time, there actually is. So, shall we? By morning light the journey starts, a trill of hope within our hearts. On westerly winds to river song, into the world where we belong. And yeah, this is what Nagi has been hooked up with for his new outfit. Still has the feather in his hat though. And look how happy he is. Meanwhile, and over at the quicksand, both fields of white and azure sky, sunset storm a crimson fire, jewels a glitter on pitch black veil, a new day dawns, so goes the tale. And of course, Momodi's with her too. By eternal wind we carry on, boldly towards a golden morn, with memories as a guiding star, shining our steps both near and far. Yeah, you always know how to make a song so well, as we get our traditional rising outro. Where you will go, whom you will meet, what you will see, there is no telling what the future holds for anyone. Yet come what may, I bid you never forget this. The bonds you forge, the memories you make, and the footprints you leave behind, they shall one day spur you forward. So pray continue walking your own path. Wherever your journey leads, I should be praying for your happiness. Thanks, Wandering Minstrel. So let's do what we always do and admire the fireworks display. This time, with one little addition, as Nagi's airship passes by the conclusion to the fireworks display. With memories shared, yet all our own, as one we brave frontiers unknown. Thank you for 10 years. Or 9 in my case. And so, with that, we will take 1,440 experience points, 458 gil, plus the Rising Phoenix Whistle. Geez, everybody's starting to put influences of Final Fantasy 16 in here a lot. When are we getting the Final Fantasy 16 crossover, might I ask? As well as 10 portions of Nimia Potpourri from the few years ago of the Rising that we got. So it's good to see that they brought that back too. And you now have access to the letter Forest at the Gold Court. Speak with the tender stationed there to read the letters. Additionally, you have also unlocked the Kupo Kupo Adventure minigame on the Steps of Nald. Speak with Lenora at the Ruby Road Exchange to play. This, along with other minigames, may also be played by opening the toy chest at any inn room. And we also earn the achievement, A Decade of Adventure. So, since we have that opportunity, we're going to go ahead, we're going to have the opportunity to read those letters, but I'm going to put that into a separate video. So when that comes out, I will make sure to show it off because, of course, we don't know how many... I haven't had the chance to look at this yet, but when I do, I will definitely make sure to show it off. And I also want to give you guys the little intro to the new minigame that they were talking about. Because it's a nice little minigame that they've added to Final Fantasy XIV, and I do want to show it off, even though I've only played it once and I'm not really that good at it, but maybe I'll learn as we go along. So, for now, that's going to do it for this edition of Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker for our first video from the Rising. And when I join you again, we will continue on, check out the letters at the Gold Court, and show you the new minigame that's in store. I think you'll enjoy it all, and can't wait to show it all off. So, thank you everyone for watching, and until next time everyone, may you ever walk in the light of the crystal.